Hello everybody, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. My name is Matt Steele and I'm going to offer up a few tricks and tips for our diet, weight loss, and overall well-being. Disclaimer, I apologize for the crappy video. You are brave. Sometimes I forget who my audience is and who I'm talking to and what I'm trying to accomplish. So, half a diet, we know this, is knowledge. And I wanted to fulfill you with some knowledge and some things. Yes, some things that I know, and I do know some things. They're very select, but I do know some things about diet. These are things that I picked up and I learned from either trainers, dietitians, other people, friends, family that I've watched and learned, and some really quick items on things that I think will help your diet. And if anything else, as I always say, or I try to say, if I can touch or help one person out there, then this has been absolutely worth it. Here we go. I'm going to give you a few quick tips on some things you may or may not have heard of that may or may not help your weight loss, diet, overall wealth, health, and well-being. Once in a while, you'll see something or hear someone say, I don't care about diet. I want to do what I want to do, eat what I want to eat, and not be a size 0. That's totally fine. You can do that. You can diet and still have your fun and everything else, but still be well and have good nutrition and overall well-being. There's nothing to say you can't have those things. Part of that, I think, is having those things and keeping happy while you're doing this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to change your lifestyle. And that's ultimately what we are trying to do. So, first thing is this. There's something called high fructose corn syrup, or HFCs. How do I put this? It's a poison. I'm going to read the very definition of what high fructose corn syrup, or HFCs, is. And this is in most cookies, desserts, ice cream, you name it, you'll find it in there. Basically is a substitute sugar that a lot of companies use for sweetening different products. Now I'm going to read the very definition of what this is, and you tell me if this is something you want to put in your body or not. High fructose corn syrup, any class of partly chlorinated or fluorinated hydrocarbons, used as an alternative to sugar in foam production, refrigeration, and other processes. That's pretty awful. It is basically a chlorine and a sugar derived from corn, and it's completely modified, so it's something you want to stay away from. And the reason it is it's not good for your body, for one, at all. Two, it's a sweetener, and it's usually associated with a lot of cookies, ice cream, like I said, candy, you name it. So turn around the back package of what you're eating and see, does this have high fructose corn syrup in it? If it does, try to steer away from it. Pretty much anything with corn syrup you probably shouldn't eat anyway. So how do you not eat high fructose corn syrup? What's the best way to avoid it? Let me show you how. Another thing that you may want to pay attention to when you're looking at your overall well-being and fitness is your mood. Your mood will affect things in your diet that you had no idea it'll affect. If your body is emotionally distressed, you will eat things you probably wouldn't eat before. That's what they call it, emotional eating. It happens to me right now, actually, as I go through some tough times in my life. I will eat things and it'll cause what I like to call calorie amnesia. We'll wake up, middle of the night, eat ice cream, wake up the next day, not even realize what you ate. It's a very hard thing to watch because it is emotional. The next thing I wanted to talk about, as far as some diet tips and tricks, is vitamins and supplements. They do have an effect on your weight and your diet. Vitamin B, you're going to want to pay attention to. Vitamin C, all the other good alphabetical vitamins you're going to want to watch. Second to that, there are supplements out there that can help. A supplement you could consider apple cider vinegar, which I add to my diet right now which does help me. Make sure, first and foremost, you're getting your vitamins and the things that you need to help your diet. It'll be a big difference maker, and it's pretty easy to watch. Vitamin B's are crucial. Vitamin D's, a lot of people, especially with mood and cloudiness, you're going to want your sunshine vitamin, which is vitamin D. So make sure you're getting those as well. The next thing that I can offer as a tip and trick is just make sure when you're eating that you're not eating till you're completely uncomfortably stuffed. One, it sucks to be that uncomfortably stuffed. Two, it's not good for you. Why that is there's science behind that. Is obviously you are stretching your stomach, and you don't want to be doing that, because when your stomach is stretched, you'll get hungry quicker, and you will want to eat more food than you should probably have. The next thing I wanted to talk about is feeling bloated. So what causes that? One, overeating causes that, but you ever wake up and wonder, why do I feel so bloated and just gross? Yesterday felt fine, today not so great. One, it's sodium in your diet. It causes you to retain water, which will cause that scale to go up and down by plus or minus 5-7 pounds. I know it does for me. Second to that, you're going to want to watch your fiber intake. So you feel bloated. Why do you feel bloated? Because you're full of stuff. So make sure that you're taking and eating your fiber. It's a huge thing. Oatmeal, fiber, raisin bran, those types of things will help keep your diet regular. But if you haven't gone for a couple days, number two, you will start to feel bloated in that area, and it'll actually push your belly out physically, where it'll make you look actually a lot bigger than you are. It'll push that weight size when you're trying to tighten that belt, and it'll make you just feel a lot more comfortable when you are regular. As long as we're on the topic of salt, I wanted to touch on something called MSG. Whoa, overloaded, Matt. You're giving me way too much information today. I won't be able to pay attention to it all. That's why I don't diet. So before I even move any further, I wanted to offer this. When you are going through anything in life, especially diet, one thing that really helps is take one piece of information that you can and run with it. Go a couple days, come back for another piece of information. One thing at a time. Pull one thing that'll help you that you haven't tried before and see what happens. Diet doesn't happen overnight. Weight loss doesn't happen overnight. And most things in life don't. They come with slow time. Take one thing at a time and see if that helps out. So, MSG. What is MSG? It is a short abbreviation for monosodium glutamate. What that is, it's an additive and a flavor enhancer that companies will put into chips, canned goods, chicken. They'll add this. It's basically a modified salt, just like high fructose corn syrup is modified sugar. It's a modified salt. It's a worse rap than it probably is for you, but it's something you're going to want to watch your intake of. When you're dieting and going through your journey, it is important to just have common sense. One thing that actually helped me a lot right out of the gates, and I learned this a couple years ago, is I was using a George Foreman grill for cooking my steak. And the grease was coming off into the pan from the steak, which is good. The grease basically in the pan. And I was going to pour it down the drain, and someone's like, no, don't pour that down the drain. It's not good for it. I don't really even know why it's not good for it, and I probably should have researched that before I even talked about this. But I was thinking, I'm not going to put this down the drain, but most people put this in your body. How does that compute? Same thing with my pet. My pup, I don't give her anything that I don't watch the ingredients for. And I don't give her chocolate, grapes, or nuts because they're not good for pups. And they can be potentially poisonous and cause another vet visit. Yet I'm eating stuff and maybe not paying attention to what I'm eating just because it tastes good. Take one or two of these things, apply it, see what happens. On to the next week, next day, give it a shot. See if it helps. It's all about addition and subtraction, but most of all, like I started, Make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing and happy with what you're doing. If you're miserable, you're probably not going to keep doing it. If it's tough and too hard, you're probably not going to keep doing it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for making me a part of your day. I appreciate you. We will talk to you later. Take care.